Hello everyone, I am the Witchatarian and I'm here to do your read for the divine feminine energy of the collective. So I'm going to do a general reading. Everything might not resonate with you, but take what does and leave the rest. As always, please like and subscribe and share this with your friends. I will be making more and more content daily, and I'm going to be doing guided meditations as well. So stay tuned for that. So I'm going to just pull a couple of these from the, oh gosh, I can't remember what these cards are called. Oh, the Oracle Tarot. So we'll just get a couple cards and we will see what the divine feminine energy is dealing with at the moment. And I have done this read about 3 different times. Oops. My kids just kept interrupting. Like it was just non-stop interruptions. Oh, there's one. At least one more would be nice. So now I'm doing this read at 10 o'clock at night. That's okay. You gotta do what you gotta do. Okay. This is a stubborn little deck. So, one more. Come on, Betty. Let's go. There we go. We'll just take 2. Okay. And on the bottom of the deck, we've got Prosperity Begins. So it's a 1, which is just like in the tarot, 1s are about beginnings. And then, so that's a really good sign. And we also have, okay, we've got Spiritual Union and Patience, which is the equivalent of Temperance in the tarot. Okay, so this is actually a lot different than the read I just had that I'd done before. But it all flows together. Okay, so the divine feminine is feeling I think she's wanting these feelings. She's wanting that spiritual union. And I feel like this is a time of, I don't know about you, but personally, I just got out of a long-term relationship about 8 months ago. And that was because I really didn't feel like I could be my authentic self. I didn't feel like a lot of things. I don't know, my soul just wasn't in it. It was not a spiritual union. And I feel like a lot of people in this time of transition from the 3D to the 4D are really finding it hard to stay in situations that are no longer serving them. So we're not really just looking for a roommate or a random companion or someone, that just meets like 2 of our 10, requirements that we really want in a person. This is really a time of we want to choose a path with a partner that's going to support us as we spiritually grow and as they spiritually grow. So having that union together and making it balanced, and that's Temperance is about like balance and finding like the middle ground, and patience and finding meaning. So finding the meaning in a relationship together, not just having this routine. And that's kind of where I was at too. It was just turning into this it was turning pretty toxic, but it was just this mundane routine where like it just felt like we were just hitting our head against the wall because we weren't growing. Well, I was growing, and that's why we had to separate, but we weren't growing together, and he wasn't growing spiritually and I was, and so it turned into like this big rift. But I find like I'm finding that that's happening with like a lot of my friends and a lot of people. They're separating from their spouses, you know, they you know, got together with 5, 10, 15 years ago, because it's no longer serving them in this new era, this new time of transition. So I feel like the divine feminine especially is coming into this awareness and this just this feeling of wanting more. And that being said, I think that there are some divine masculines who are feeling that as well, but I feel like they're going through their own kind of transition, and I will be doing a reading for them, specifically for them, coming up. So you can look for that. And I'd already shuffled these before, so you don't need to go too crazy. So what messages do we have for the divine feminine? What messages do we have for the divine feminine of the collective? I'm sorry if my voice is all hoarse. I don't know. 10 o'clock rolls around. Maybe I've been yelling at the kids too much. I don't know. Okay. Oh, I like that. 3 of Cups. So 3 of Cups. Friendship, community, happiness. And, you know, that's kind of where I'm at too. Just with myself. And it's funny, this reading feels very much about me right now. But, okay, so we'll take these 3 here. So with the 3 of Cups, like, and this is, and okay, on the bottom, sorry, the Hangman. So I found with myself as well, not so much focusing on like finding that spiritual union, like getting it and thinking that it's going to give me all my happiness. It's more of like this time of transition into looking at what is important to me and kind of like making like a mental, or you can even make like a physical list of like what it is you want in a relationship, in a partner, what it is you want to bring to the table, you want them to bring to the table. And so doing that, it means that we're in a space of creating that, and leaning into your intuition. So the High Priestess is all about using your intuition, but using that to allow you to create space for it. It's not coming in right at the moment, although for some it will, but in allowing the space, it also allows for you to step more into your other relationships, so your friendships, your family relationships, and stepping into things like the community, getting involved in, you know, passions, like finding your passion and finding what really lights your fire. So the King of Wands is all about like desire and big picture and leader and overcoming challenges and just, you know, finding that passion, that fire within, finding that and kind of like looping this all together, and it's going to allow you to become more authentically you. And in doing so, the more authentic that you can become, the more you're going to be able to find that authentic relationship that's going to give you that spiritual union, which is really what we all are striving for at the moment. You know, a spiritual union even within ourselves, you know, being able to align ourselves with ourself and our higher self, and then, you know, whatever it is you believe in, either it's God or divine energy, that's kind of like where my beliefs is. Everything is energy. So just like aligning, getting all that energy just like aligned to the highest possible vibration. That's kind of where we're like what the divine feminine is really trying to push towards. And that also means stepping into your own divine power. And it is so important, you know, to not get so wrapped up in wanting to be a woman in a man's world, but being a woman in her own divine power is going to allow you to really embrace who you are, and that in turn is going to allow you to succeed in anything that you are wanting to go towards. So with the energy of the Hangman, I'm just going to say it's very much a process of dealing with yourself and not allowing yourself to shift blame or shift your energies onto situations or other people. This is your work. This is what you have to do internally. You need to find the balance of the temperance within yourself and really hone in on what it is you need to work through, whether it's trauma, whether it's releasing emotions. I always recommend really getting into anything that's going to cause you to have a high vibration. So meditation, yoga, walking barefoot. I know it's just turning into spring now, but like getting outside more, being amongst nature, those things are going to really bring you up into a higher vibration, and then you are going to attract things that are higher vibe, and you're going to notice the world is going to really start to show you signs and synchronicities, and that's when like life becomes really exciting, and that's kind of where I'm at now. So I get lots of signs from my guides like daily, and it's cool. And then so many times I'm like, can I get a witness? Because it's almost like you can't believe the kind of signs and synchronicities that are coming up for you, and you're just like, I need someone to like verify that this is actually happening. But yeah, so those things are super cool, and it's a sign that you're on the right path. So I feel like Divine Feminine, that this is a really good time for you right now. It can be a little bit scary and it can feel a little bit vulnerable, but overall I think if you just like stick with your intuition and really let that guide you to help process what you need to process, so that you can allow these things that are becoming more important to you. Okay, so I'm going to leave you there, and I hope that you found some value in this, and I hope to see you guys soon.